Hi, how are you guys? So this week I decided to do a topic that I experienced recently, so I thought I'll share with you guys, that is revisiting your knowledge. And it's exactly what it sounds like, revisiting your knowledge. Sometimes we read something and we understand it completely, but then later down the line, a few days later or a month later or even years later, when we revisit that same book, we learn something new. Not because we did not understand it when we read it the first time, but because now we have a new perspective. Maybe whatever we read, we applied that thing. And there's nothing wrong with it. Even experts do that. Like a lot of scientists, mathematicians, engineers, even doctors, they still refer to their basic books. Not that they doubt their intelligence or whatever skills they have, just because they know that they can gain a fresh perspective if they just revisit that particular book. Because let's face it, we are humans. We tend to overlook the minor things, even though if we are an expert of a particular subject. And I experienced this very recently, last week itself. So I am in the middle of doing some geeky stuff like building servers and doing the whole networking at my place. So while I was learning about this, I read a few articles, I watched a few videos, and I got the idea. I understood everything in it. So I applied the same thing and I built my own server, I did some networking at my place, and it was working flawlessly. But then I decided that I should maybe just read those articles and watch those videos again. And to my surprise, now when I was reading that article and watching those videos, I was understanding it even better. Not because I did not understand it the first time when I read that article or watched that video, just because now that I had already applied that same thing, I had first-hand experience with me. And now my main goal was not how to build it, but just to see if I build it right. And just because I read the article again, I was able to do some minor configuration in my system to get even more out of it. So that was pretty good. Now, if you ask how would you apply this in your life? Well, it's very clear. If you're a student, you know how our parents and our teachers tell us at the beginning of the term that read one chapter at a time from day one itself, so that in the end, you just have to do revision, revisiting. It's the same thing. But of course, a lot of us, including me, I'm guilty, we are last minute people. We study at the last minute, and that's so wrong. We study really hard at the last minute, if instead we just had to do one thing. Read the chapter once, understand it, and then move on. And then when we again revisit the chapter, when we do the revision, we'll not have to learn it because we understand the chapter very well. So this is about students. How would you apply if you are if you're working in a company like as a CA or a CS, engineer, HR or anything, whatever field you specialize in, you can really go back to your basics, to your roots, and relearn some things. And you don't have to literally go back and read your old college books and school books. No. Maybe you have a younger brother or a sister who is studying for the same field as you. So you can maybe help them or any other kid in your society or in your surroundings. By just doing that, not only will you help that kid, but also you will help yourself, because you will gain a fresh perspective. Maybe that kid asks you some question that didn't even pop in your head, and then you answer it because you know the answer to it, but you never thought of it, and you will surprise yourself. That's the beauty of revisiting your knowledge. Basic idea, but oftentimes we overlook this. I hope that helps. And that is it for this week. I hope you guys found something useful out of this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the notifications so you're notified whenever I upload my new videos. With that, I'm signing off. Be yourself, be unique. Until next time. Bye-bye.